What up, Hyperchange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're gonna be talking about Tesla's social media following. This is something I made a couple episodes about, but I wanna start doing on a more formal, kind of regular basis. So I'm doing an update today in this episode, and then you guys can expect that right at the end of every month, like April 1st, May 1st, I will put out a monthly recap. Big part of my Tesla thesis is that despite spending way less than every other auto brand on advertising, I believe Tesla will be able to garner one of the biggest organic social media followings in the entire auto sector. And I think we are already witnessing that play out. So I have a Google Doc where I've been tracking all this data. You guys can check it out. The link's in the description. I even added a new page this time for sources, which has all the URLs of where I'm exactly getting this data from, so you can verify it yourself. Why do I think social media data is so important? I'm doing sort of a shameless plug on my book, Hyperchange's Scheme of Consciousness, and gonna quote a quick section. Financial statements are lagging indicators of purchasing decisions. Social media engagement is a leading indicator of purchasing decisions. Things get really fun when the market is driving, looking in the rearview mirror, and you're not. So basically what I'm saying here is that, when you read financial statements of sales, those are great and incredible ways to do research on a company, but they are lagging. For instance, Tesla's most recent financial statement details their sales from September through December 2017. That's great, but that was 3 months ago. I'm a long-term investor in Tesla, thinking about what the next 5 or 10 years are gonna look like, how people are engaging and thinking with the brand, how that perception of the brand is changing. Social media engagement is a leading indicator of a purchasing decision rather than a financial statement, which is a lagging indicator. So that is why I pay so much attention to social media for brands. That's why I wanna make this a regular episode, because I think it's so important. Now, before getting into the data, I wanna tell you guys a couple rules that I'm using to design this experiment. Each brand gets 4 social networks to go into its tally: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm trying to find the biggest account that they have on that platform. Some car brands have like a US, a Germany, a UK. Sure, I could add all those up. That's too much work and it was too hard. So I'm just trying to pick the biggest fan page that they have on one social network. The next rule is for Facebook, I'm taking the amount of followers, not total fans, because I feel like that's a more accurate depiction of who's engaging with the page. Let's get right into the data. I made this leaderboard, which basically ranks the calculated following, the 4 biggest accounts across those networks of each of these brands. BMW ranks number 1, Mercedes number 2, Volkswagen coming in at number 3. Tesla is all the way down there at number 9 with 9.7 million calculated total fans. Also, what's really interesting is I've chosen to include Elon Musk in this too. If we add him in there, he actually gets into number 4 spot if he were to be an auto brand, and then Tesla would move down to number 10. He has about 27.3 million total followers. But even more important than aggregate followers, I believe, is the rate at which these followings are growing. The last time I did a video calculating the social media of these brands, I know the dates are weird, but stick with me, was February 22nd, 2018. Now it is March 19th, 2018. So that was about a month of time. And here is the data. Of course, the fastest growing auto brand by percentage, once again, was Tesla. Their aggregate following grew by 3.4%. The number 2 brand was Volkswagen at 2.1%, but their numbers reduced a little bit, and I'm gonna show you that in a sec. A couple brands, as you can see, actually had negative growth in their social media presence, especially GM. I looked into that. They lost about 100,000 Instagram followers from the last time I checked. I don't know if that's because they were buying Instagram followers and Instagram deleted it, or what really happened there. Audi and Mazda also had negative returns, which was pretty interesting. Now, if we add on Elon Musk, on a percentage basis, Elon Musk is the only thing growing faster than Tesla. Within the last month, his following growing by about 4.2%. I know what you're saying, let's go to aggregate fans, not just percentage. You'll see that Volkswagen was by far the number 1 with about 752,000. But what's important to note there is I actually switched up the Twitter account that I'm tracking for Volkswagen, because I was using their normal one, like @Volkswagen, but that only had like 100-something thousand followers. And then I found out they had another account @VW with 500,000 followers. So according to my rules, I need to use the one with the most followers. So I switched up their Twitter accounts, and that accounts for more than 50% of their growth. So if you remove that, they were right about in line with Tesla. But either way, Tesla without Volkswagen would have been the highest net adds of any different auto brand. So once again, even though Tesla's number 9 on the total following list, they're adding the most aggregate fans per month and growing the fastest percentage-wise. This is validating the thesis that Tesla's brand equity is rising way faster than any other auto brands. Let's throw in Elon Musk just to see what the hell happened there. Of course, Elon himself, his personal accounts, just IG and Twitter, mind you, have crushed Every other auto brand shook the game up. 1.1 million new fans in just the past month. I mean, the fact that Tesla has Elon Musk as a marketing machine for the company as well is a huge asset, but I'm not even really counting that in Tesla's core following. Also, I took some feedback from you guys, have added Chrysler and Fiat to this list and started tracking them. If there's other big auto brands that I'm not tracking yet, or I made an error on which social media accounts I'm using for which brands, please let me know in the comments. This is an iterative process. I just want to keep improving this, social media episodes, making them better and better, because I think this is a really interesting facet of the Tesla bull thesis to track. So I'd love to get feedback from the hyperchangers. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. I'm about to make a follow-up episode about the Tesla tubers, which I think is a huge component of Tesla's social media growth. So make sure to stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, this is Hyperchange. See you guys next time. Peace.